Greetings, my name is Tim Johnson. This is Recovery, Strength, Hope and Courage. I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be talking about a particular mindset that I believe is crucial to your success in recovery, and also that mindset that's needed to actually make the decision to stop taking drugs and alcohol, and to go through the pain of withdrawal into recovery. I think first of all, the first thing I would say is that, as I've said before in other videos, the first thing you need to be 100%, the most important thing of all, I think, is having, understanding why you want to stop. What reason you want to stop. Because you can go on, you can just say, oh, I want to stop because of my health. But you really need a good reason, that you've actually damaged your health to such an extent that you're severely weakened, or in fact, you're on the way to death. You need really strong reasons, is what I'm trying to say. If it's because of your family, maybe it's because you've got small children, and you want to set them a good example, and you want to be clean for them as they grow up, or whatever. For me, it was later life, isn't it? Because it was my daughters and my wife, that the main reason. Of course, I wanted to get clean for me as well. We all do, don't we? We all want to feel healthy and happy. But for me, the strong reason that I needed was my daughters and my wife, to see them married, to see my grandchildren, to play with them. And we can all say, oh, could be knocked down by a bus tomorrow. But if I'm knocked down by a bus tomorrow, so be it. At least I've got my dignity and self-respect, and my family know that I'm clean at the moment. So, that's not even a valid argument at all. So that was my strong reason. You've got to have that foundation for your recovery, if you like. That reason to quit, that reason to stop has got to be very, very powerful and very strong, and you need to be 100% sure. You also need, throughout this stage, an unshakable determination and strength. Because, as I've said before in previous, I'm not going to harp on about withdrawal and all the rest of it, but to go, to decide you want recovery and to go into withdrawal, you need this, this strong, powerful reason to quit. You also need this unshakable strength, determination, and will to get you through that next stage, the withdrawal stage. As well as that powerful reason to quit, you need a dogged strength and determination, that's going to keep pushing you, and just sort of with the attitude of just get on with it, take one day at a time, yes, but just suffer and get on with it, because this isn't going to last, and I'm going to get through this. Dogged. It's a war. It's a battle. I've said before. But it's one you can win. If I can win it at 56 years old, I'm now 57, but I started this journey at 56, after all the attempts I've made, and become as strong as I feel now, then you can do it definitely. It's not failure that's the shame. It's not trying that's the shame. So find that reason and go for it. You need also a particular mindset. I feel that we're all different. We all have different circumstances, as I said before. Some of you are obviously married with young children, and you've got full-time jobs, and so you need to sort of gear your giving up and withdrawal and recovery around all that. It's different for me. I'm retired over here, but I'm also on my own here with money in my pocket in a society that is fond of its, let's say it's fond of its drink and it's celebrating. And the temptation is there 24 hours a day, if I was to let it enter my brain, which I don't anymore. But the mindset you require, as I say, we're all different, is one which will give you good habits, if you like, which will start changing bad habits for good habits. I mean, I'm a member of several sort of private Facebook groups. One of them's for alcohol, onwards and upwards. And a lady wrote I don't know if it was a quote or her own, and it really, or her own sort of saying, if you like, but it really struck home with me. I'm just going to read it to you now. In my experience, establishing daily routines and incorporating healthy habits every day with a just do it attitude is much more important than waiting for inspiration or motivation. Um, Over time, the new routine will become automatic, and old ways of thinking um, will and behaving will seem they are in a past lifetime. Sorry, I didn't read that very well. Will seem they're in a past lifetime. And what she's saying there, obviously, as you know, is that um, as addicts we have extremely. So if you're going in when you go into recovery, you have extremely bad habits. You have associations. You have things that are going to trigger you into using, perhaps certainly in early recovery, places that you go, people that you meet, habits that you have, routines that you have, etc. So I believe that you need to reprogram your brain, as it were. You need to sort of create new pathways in your life, so in your brain. So when you see something that your brain doesn't automatically jump to using to alcohol and drugs, it jumps to a healthy choice. Um, and if you keep doing this day on day in, and your routines are healthy, and you put these new routines in a daily basis, then eventually, as this person says, and it's true because I've done this over the last few months, I've done this. Those new routines become normal, healthy routines, and your old thinking and your old ways of doing things and your old routines become as though it is in a different lifetime. And I can't think of the person I was anymore. I don't even know that person. I really don't, and I really mean that. So, and it's mundane stuff as well. So my daily routine, I get up a certain time instead of lying in bed, which I always used to do. Feeling really ill and withdrawing and needing a drink and my drugs to get me through, and knowing that if I didn't have anything in, then I had to walk down to the shops to get them. And which was quite a long walk here, and the pain of that. So I just lie there and feeling sorry for myself. Now, as soon as it's daylight, I'm up. And as I say, all these routines aren't going to suit all of you. And you've got your own routines you need to put in and reprogram. So, get rid of those old associations. So up out of bed I am as soon as it's daylight. I never used to eat breakfast. Never ever used to eat breakfast. I used to vomit when I got up, to be totally frank and crude. So now the first thing I do is squeeze a fresh lemon and drink fresh lemon juice, which is really, really good for you. That's the first thing I put into my body when I wake up, um, is some fresh lemon juice, because it makes the body alkaline. It helps your digestion. It does many, many things, as well as giving you a good vitamin C hit. It has many electrolytes and stuff to rehydrate your body after sleeping. It's really, really good for you. Let's put it that way. So I leave a little gap then, and then I have a really healthy breakfast. You know, all my diet choices now, fortunately I'm a chef, so I can cook. I'll just show you this book I've been following. My daughter gave me, and it's one that you need, that you don't need to. I shouldn't say that, but it might be worth your while looking at. It's called The China Study, and it's a fantastic diet option, and it's researched. It's a very famous. It's the most comprehensive study done into nutrition ever in history, by some very famous and esteemed nutritionalists, scientists, and it really will open your eyes. And my diet is sort of three quarters based on that, because I could never totally give up meat, but I only eat white meat now. But I only eat it 3 times a week. So yeah, I produce very healthy fresh food. I'm very fortunate here in that all the fruit and vegetables are generally organic because they're from in the market, um, and I concentrate very much on green veg, spinach, kale, broccoli, all that type of stuff is in my diet every day. Eating raw a lot of the time, lots of nuts and seeds and pulses. Um, as I say, small amounts of white meat, lots and lots of fruit. Fresh pineapple is very good for you. Um, I eat apples every day to keep the doctor away. Lemons, as I've said, kiwi fruit, a lot of that. etc., etc., etc. I won't bore you with all the details, but suffice to say that I've dropped something like I worked it out the other day, is 20 odd kilos since in the last 8 months, which, and it's still dropping off now, and I'm not really trying. I'm eating a lot. I've got tons of energy. I feel great. I drink loads of water every day, obviously, 8 to 10 pints of water every day. And these are the healthy choices I'm talking about. The reprogramming the brain when you're not reaching for junk food, and if you're getting a sugar craving, because a lot of people get sugar cravings after giving up drugs and alcohol, then you reach for, or I reach for, some raw spinach or some raw kale, or I chop that up, a little bit of olive oil in it. I chop a bit of grate some carrot into it. Put some nuts and seeds into it, mix it all together. Pumpkin seeds, I'm talking about sesame seeds, cashew nuts, and it's a fantastic little snack, to eat when you're sort of craving. If your body starts to crave a bit of sugar, because it doesn't stop even after a few months, but then it gets less and less and less and less, just like the cravings for alcohol and drugs do. And then other routines, exercise is extremely important, as you're aware. Um, my daily routine now, and it's a case of just do it. All this stuff in your brain, because an addict's brain. The fortunate thing about an addict's brain is we're all or nothing, aren't we? So we put a lot of our, if we find something, we put all ourselves into it, if you like. So with health and fitness now, it seems to me that I'm not addicted to it. Is probably the wrong word, but I've given a lot. I'm giving myself to it, and I've got this just do it attitude. So that even when I'm feeling low or not feeling like doing it, I push myself to do it, and within sort of 5-10 minutes, I'm feeling great again. So you just push through that little bit of doubt and pain and craving or whatever it may be. You get rid of it from your brain. See it for what it is. Push through it. Just do it, and get on with it. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, and a lot of you be saying, "Oh, it's all right for him," but it's not easy. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying it really has worked for me, and it can work for you. And some of you are going to go and find different ways of doing things. And you can find spirituality, which is great, and I've said before, and AA, which are the 12 steps, which is fantastic if you find that. I've just found this is what's worked for me, and you can incorporate, even if you are following the 12 steps and have found AA and spirituality and all the rest of it, then you can still follow these routines and healthiness. It's just an added string to your bow, if you like. And talking of spirituality, I meditate every day as well. And another fantastic thing I've discovered, which I knew about but never bothered with in the past. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting and raving. I'll just say a couple of things for you. I've got a couple of quotes for you, which I always seem to put in. I mean, the thing is to stop sort of intellectualizing and debating and excuses and all the rest of it, saying, for the reasons that, you can't choose not to put a drink or a drug in you. You can intellectualize and debate and all the rest of it and make excuses till your hair falls out. But it is your choice to put it in, as I've said before, and it's your choice to stop. And, choose to stop is what I say. And here's a couple of, I just put a couple of quotes. I always like these quotes because it always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela said that. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out, which is just what I've been talking about. Because it could be cleaning routines. It could be all these routines you put in on a day-to-day basis are healthy routines, So even going down to the shops where I used to go to the chemist or the alcohol shop, I now buy fruit from there and vitamins from the chemist. So those old associations are gone. Anyway, I've got to go now. Shout outs to CD Recovery, who's doing a great job on her tapering, and should be really proud of yourself. Take care. Don't forget, seize the day. Carpe diem. Onwards and upwards. Just hold on and stay strong. Much love. Bye bye.